need my coffee. I'm running late.
Hi, Skip. Hi, Kelly.
Money, I got money. Money, I got money.
What is she? What are we doing? Oh my God, stop.
Welcome to our podcast.
What is up, guys? What is poppin'? Welcome back to your favorite podcast. I can't say new anymore because we're not new. We're on our 25th episode.
No, but now we're the most popular.
The most popular,
Yeah.
hottest hosts.
Breaking news, by the way.
Welcome to Genesis, guys. I'm Carissa.
Oh, I'm done.
She's not paying attention, as you guys can
I'm
tell.
trying to be prepared for
You remind me of a
for
lady
that.
getting her hair done in the salon.
Thanks.
Like, no, pay attention.
Is it like a rich salon?
What are you reading for during our
Why do
podcast?
people do this whenever they're talking?
She's sitting here reading during the podcast.
Not now, Carissa.
Oh, someone's sassy.
Yeah. Wonder why.
I don't know. We'll get to that in a second. So, as you guys may know, if you watched or listened to our last podcast, we started doing something new that we want to incorporate in every single podcast we do, and that is doing our highs, our lows, and our goals of the week. But we need to hold ourselves accountable every week, and first put each other on blast that we get our goal done from last week. Let's just refresh them. Mine was to make a media kit, and of course I got it done because I just get things done these days.
Did you really?
Yeah. I got it done like the day after.
Congratulations. Seriously, I'm
Thank
very
you.
proud of you.
And doing that media kit has landed me 2 sponsorships that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
What was your goal last week?
Maybe your goal for next week should be not bragging.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just who I am. My Enneagram says so.
Okay. All right, so now that we've talked about our goals for last week.
What was your goal
go on
last
to-
week?
All right, I didn't do it.
Why not?
Because I stink. I was going to say S-U-C-K.
You can't say S-U-C-K?
I suck. That's
I'm
how
about to
bad
say
it
suck
is.
is not a bad word.
It could be. It's a nasty term.
Where is your head?
It's just like the word. I was just going to say another word that people doesn't like to hear. Moist.
Mom,
Suck?
saying you suck at something does not have anything to do with that. I don't know where
I'm
your
just
head
saying
is.
it can be, some people can think it's a bad word.
Oh my gosh, she sees her husband tomorrow and she's getting excited. Calm down.
Mother Nature.
Well, Jay Clay's goal last week was to go to the gym 5 times. So how many times did you go?
I mean, we didn't ask about details for your media package.
All
did we?
right. Well, I gave them.
Once.
Oh my god.
Stop it, mind your business. I will say this. I walk every day a minimum of 3 miles.
Well, that's
every
good.
day.
That's impressive.
I've
I
been
don't do
terrible
that.
with going to the gym. Shame on me. I need to stop making excuses. I can find time.
As long as you're doing something. Just
I am.
do
I've been
something.
texting and like, oh, you mean?
Okay, so we're gonna start off this week with our highs, lows, and goals. And let's start with goals. So my goal is to start taking action and be more action oriented, because recently I have been like super into planning and visualizing and
You get that from me.
I know. I planned it. I visualized it. I believe it. I even
Yes.
believe that's gonna happen.
1000%.
But I need to start taking more action. So that's
Yeah.
my goal this
Like
week.
our grannies. I thought about that today.
Exactly.
When I was just like, we were so gung ho.
On that. Yeah.
And we did it that once, and now it's like, we'll just move on to the next thing. We start everything.
Right.
We are
So I need to be more action oriented.
like there needs to be a job for that. Like just people that will like start something and
Just
then
quit.
just move on to the next thing.
Alright. What is your goal for the
My
week?
goal, I mean, it's weird, but it is truly something that I want to do. Is I want to go to bed by 10 every single night.
Oh, that's
I want
good.
to be in bed.
What time do
by
you normally go to bed?
11, 12, 1.
I used to have that problem. You know me. I could not sleep. I would go to bed every day at 3. It's the least of my issues these days. I am out by 9 o'clock sometimes.
Like sometimes I'll go to bed at 10, but I'll be on my phone till midnight. And like
I
that's
don't
just,
do that
that
anymore.
has to stop. Has to stop.
Alright, so let's do our highs and lows. Let's start with low. So my low this week, which I think was a ton of people's lows, was the day that Kobe Bryant died, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like a bandwagon fan and act like I was obsessed with him and I'm so hurt by it. I was hurt mostly by our nation being so upset, but like at the same time, like it really united everybody.
Right.
But it was just so
It united
wasn't
the majority of people.
Right. It wasn't even like a sad day for me. It was more of just like a weird day. Like I just felt so bad for that family. It really made me feel guilty for
How
like
do you
ever
not?
complaining about anything in my life, and seeing Austin and Sam just being weird about that. Like I feel like
Because they're usually the ones that aren't affected by things.
yeah.
No, especially Austin. Austin does not get affected by much.
But
Like,
just watching like the videos of him and his daughter and just seeing how good of a person he was, and it's so sad that like death or tragic things really bring out
I know.
good situations. Like,
And
it's sad that that has to happen.
And I think about this like I'm like you. I probably have never spoke of Kobe in my life, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like 9 out of 10 people know the name Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I wasn't a huge fan. I just didn't
Really know him.
Yes,
Exactly.
I
That's how I was.
I didn't have an opinion either way. I wasn't like a hater or anything, but I just wasn't like a go Kobe
Right.
type of thing, like Austin was and Sam. But why does it take
Something
him
so,
dying
right.
for me to realize
How good a person he was.
yes, and before anyone even started, because that could be my low. My low was that I actually engaged in a
that is your low.
war.
That is your
terrible.
low.
And I'm ashamed of myself for doing it. I wanted to go back and just delete everything, but then I just let
That
it
would
go.
make you look weak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jennifer's low was that she stooped down to a level of getting into an actual argument with somebody
Yes.
that was coming at Kobe Bryant after he passed away.
And whenever you die, at least I hope when I die, they're not like, oh, I remember when Jen did this, and that.
Right.
You're supposed to celebrate the good things as he died.
I agree with your side and what you were like defending and all that.
Right. I was still wrong. I just should have shut my mouth, period.
But right, like
But
it's
I
just not
couldn't.
worth it. It's just not. How many times do you think you guys went back and forth in altercation? Be like about
Honestly.
74?
It wasn't that many.
24.
Sure.
That's his number.
Probably at least 24 times.
Alright, moving on to highs. You go first.
Well,
Or high of the week.
my other low real quick was someone had to get a shot in their butt yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I was there.
So that was a low for you?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Thanks.
Because I wanted to film it, and she wouldn't let me.
It's not your butt to film.
I know.
And I'm sure the doctor wouldn't let you film that either.
No, he didn't care.
I know, he didn't care.
The doctor's like excited. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding.
Anyways, my high was, I was going to say, FTD's birthday was yesterday, and I was going to say that, because that is a high in my life.
It's a
just
high in everyone's life. But
celebrating.
what is your high?
My high was celebrating the life of the man that I love.
Mm-hmm.
But
True.
today, I had a great day with my daughter. We met at Barnes & Noble.
Which we need to do every week.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe she'll be able to carve out a little more time for me next week, but
I spent 3 hours with her studying our
it wasn't
Enneagrams.
3 because I was late coming because of the...
Oh, what a
open
surprise
to
when
go.
you were not late.
I was also... You was late for the podcast, but we don't...
I was not.
Are you kidding me?
Next, my high.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I have 2 highs.
Sierra knows.
I have 2 highs. And this is why I'm feeling a little weird. But it's actually a high, okay? Well, I have 2. So my first one was that I hit 25K on Instagram, which I've been working at for like 5
Did you? Good.
It took me freaking forever to hit 25K.
Is your other one... Are you talking TikTok?
No.
I'll say because you're about to hit 200K
No.
on TikTok.
Yeah, that's another goal for this week, but that's not a high. Alright, you're not going to believe your eyes, and I'm not showing the podcast. So,
I'm scared.
I have been struggling for the past like 3, 4, 5 years with going number 2. And this week, I have gone 3 times.
Shut the
So
front
I went
door.
No, yeah, and it's all
I only
self.
knew it for
It's
one
all
time.
myself. So I don't know what it is. Like I'm very emotional, and I know everyone keeps asking if I'm being weird and stuff like that. I feel like I had like a spiritual breakthrough in the bathroom today by myself
Oh my
at
God.
TJ Maxx.
You TJ
Just
Maxx?
wait, just wait, just
Oh,
wait.
I'm so happy for you.
Okay, guys, if you don't know my background, my story, like watch my YouTube videos. I have a very like I'm very dramatic, but
She don't poop.
I seriously just don't go. But this week I've gone 3 times, and I've gotten so much out of me, and I just feel like I
she
feel
doesn't
shaky.
go.
I feel weird.
And the only time that she, prior to this, has
laxative.
had to, right, she's had
But
to take a
I
laxative.
found a new way to go.
Oh gosh, is it the first? The
But-
way you told me?
Yes, but wait. So this is how the whole story goes. So a couple days ago, well, the very beginning of the week,
Sure.
I was feeling very, very, very weird. And I thought it was just because of the whole Kobe thing, because I was like, my body just feels weird. Like, I just feel weird. I feel shaky. I feel nauseous. I feel sick. Like, blah, blah, blah. And then I told Sam, I was like, I just have this pressure in my stomach. He's like, you have to poop, bro. Like, that's what it is. I was
Right.
explaining to him, I was like, I just feel weird. Like, something's sitting right here. I was like, I'm like sweating. I'm like, ugh. Like, I can't breathe. I was like, I'm gassy. He's like, you gotta poop.
Right.
So I try to go poop, and every time, I'll explain. Every time I poop previously, I sit in the, is this fetal position? Right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You just,
Whatever, legs up, and I used to be able to go like that, and then these like I just couldn't go anymore. Like I would literally almost get a hernia, or like my eyes would ache. I would be so just like ugh, I could not do it. So if I took a laxative, it would come out because I just like had no control. But then this week I
Right.
stood up and
Yeah.
found a technique
Chris,
that
are you
I found a
kidding?
technique, and I don't want to really explain it, but I just stand, I kneel, and I
And
go.
just-
You will not
Chris,
believe what
no.
came out of me. And I'm not showing the podcast. I'll show Sierra and my mom. No, you're not prepared. I'm genuinely embarrassed. But this is the high of my week
Can I
that
take
I'm.
a picture of it?
No.
What? No. Get the.
And that's the third one this week. So this has all been inside of me.
Happy for you.
But I'm weird. Like I'm feeling so weird. I'm feeling like so.
Raunchy.
This is our one place where we feel like we could be ourselves and not really care.
I will say this.
I'll be happy
podcast-
we don't get too many views. Not too people can expose us.
I hope that once we learn what we should and shouldn't say in public, I hope at that point, and we do get big, I hope people aren't like, oh, I'm gonna go back and see how they started out, like,
No.
because then they'll be dropping.
Like I don't know. I've been emotional ever since I did that. I
Honestly,
felt
your body has released so much toxicity.
so much. So that is our highs and lows and goals of the week. I took up all the podcasts again.
And just in case there hasn't been enough raunchy information about us, we're gonna play a game called Extreme Personal Questions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so we'll keep this quick so we can get into. We did Enneagram testing today and did a lot of self-reflection. We want to share with you guys some of our results from that. So
I'm like, it blew my mind.
let's each just ask 3 questions each.
Okay.
And I'm just.
You're not gonna look, are you?
No.
I'm just gonna like randomly pick.
All right. There's 2 questions on each because I see it's an or question. So I ask you both and you choose to answer only one.
Oh, I like it.
So you get a
Okay.
you get a now.
Do you want me to ask you first, or do you want to ask me?
Let's go. Okay, so you can either answer what is the grossest thing to ever come out of your body, or what was going on the last time you felt you had to hide how horny you were from the others around you.
Wow.
Which one?
I know that I'm probably feel more comfortable telling people what gross things come out of my body. Is it what gross things come out of my body?
What is the grossest thing to ever come out of your body, or what was going on the last time that you felt that you had to hide how horny you were?
Here's my thing, because I'm in a very long distance relationship. My brain is trained, don't even go there.
Yeah.
Because why?
Okay, so
Don't
what's
go
the
there.
grossest thing to ever come out of your body?
Probably you.
Wow.
That
She was ready for
that
that
was good, wasn't it?
Alright, fair enough.
No, probably just diarrhea. I don't know.
Ew,
It's gross.
You're so nasty.
No, like right now, time of the month.
Oh, that's
Nasty.
the worst. You ever sneeze on your period?
I'm sure, but like, I don't have like a story about it.
Nothing ever happens to you when you sneeze or get up from a nap on your period?
Ugh.
Oh, you're like,
Okay, moving on.
yeah. Anyways, all right, Carissa. So, what is the dumbest answer you have given in class, or what is the most ridiculous thing you have said to yourself while masturbating?
What?
So,
The
what is
dumbest
the
thing
dumbest-
I ever said in
No!
class.
Dumbest answer you have given in a class. I'm sure there was a lot of those. Or what is the most ridiculous thing you have said to yourself while masturbating?
No, I don't. I'd be like, oh.
If they're like, Carissa, how
Blah,
many
blah, blah.
states are there? And you're like, 51.
Well, there actually is 51.
Isn't there? Okay.
Puerto Rico,
Okay.
duh.
That's not like a state though.
Okay, the dumbest thing I ever said was probably like if they ask me. I remember in high school, like the teachers, if I wasn't paying attention or something, like Carissa, I'm like, oh, I don't know.
You know what I hated back in my day? I don't know if they still did this for you or not, but in order to get people to pay attention,
Pick up
like,
a popsicle stick.
no, we had to, like, there was like a huge thing that everyone would have to read,
Oh.
but we would all have to take turns reading it, but you didn't know when your turn was.
Yeah.
They would just call on you. So it
Popcorn
would be like-
reading.
Yes.
Yeah, we had
So it'd be
that.
like, Sierra, please take paragraph 1. And then they would be like, okay, Carissa, you can pick up now. And then, gosh, whenever it was your turn and you're like,
I'm so nervous.
and you're like looking at your friends.
Like,
Literally
yeah.
trying to point for you.
Alright. What jobs have you been fired from? Or what were you doing the last time you felt moist in your crotch?
What was I doing?
Probably just sitting here barking up a storm.
You know what? See, those are my old days. And it's
I'm moist right
No. Well, yeah, because it's that time.
Oh, Lord.
What would be the most embarrassing thing someone could find snooping in your medicine cabinet? Or what lover of a friend would you most want to hook up with and why?
Wait, lover of a friend.
Yeah, it's like one of your friend's lovers.
Well,
Well, so it would have to be either Dad or Austin. Would you
What
want
was
to
the
hook
first
up with
question?
Dad or
What was the first question?
Or what would be the most embarrassing thing someone would find snooping in your medicine cabinet? I'm just not like...
I don't take medicine. I guess they would find.
But you know what a medicine cabinet... I'm like you. Like a medicine cabinet... I don't put medicine in my medicine cabinet because I just don't...
Oh, well, in
Yeah.
my medicine cabinet.
Like, what's the most embarrassing thing that someone would find in there?
Probably just like pennies. Like I just find like
Oh.
random things to just put in my medicine
Oh.
cabinet. What have you made a fool of yourself the most by texting the wrong person? Or what is the most ridiculous thing you would do right now if you were offered $100?
The sad thing is I'd probably do anything.
For 100.
Yeah. But I didn't... My most embarrassing... It wasn't a texting thing as much as it was... Remember, I was on my phone... Or I had my phone in my pocket and I accidentally butt dialed my father.
Oh yeah, someone
Or
else wrestling
it
team.
was an Instagram call or... What was it? Instagram call or...
Instagram
Face... Or Facebook
video call.
or
Video
something.
call.
Yeah, I tried video calling one of
Yeah, you're so
Austin's
stupid.
friends' dads.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was embarrassing.
Last one for me. And by the way, nobody buy this. Extreme personal questions is stupid.
No, I think it's funny.
Where did
I like it.
Alright, ask me my last one.
Well, wait, what'd you just dropped something.
Yeah, the whole pack of cards. We'll
We'll
get it.
find it.
We'll get it later.
Okay, if you had $1,000 to spend on self-improvement, what would you spend it on?
Ooh, okay, or
$1,000 won't get very far.
true.
Or, what were you doing the last time you... Oh, what were you doing the last time you hoped a cop would not bust you? So you was doing something and you were like, oh man, I hope I don't get caught by a cop. Or
Just,
what would
like,
you spend
speeding,
$1,000
probably,
on?
but I would spend $1,000 on lip injections are like $700. So I do that, and then my nails I can get done for like $70. So then I'm
Your
at
nails?
$770, and then my hair I guess I could get done for $300. Lips, hair, and nails. Alrighty, guys, we're going to transfer. That's not the word. I swear I lost brain cells.
Remember that question about most stupid answer?
Alright, we're going to. What's the word? Help me. We're gonna move on.
Yes.
And today, me and my mom decided to go to Barnes & Noble, which we want to start doing more, and I definitely recommend doing this. Like, if you have something that you want to get done, just, like, take an hour out of your day, or 5 or 3, and plan out what you want to do,
At
and
least
just...
5.
Yeah, and just do it. So we went to Barnes & Noble. We were supposed to plan the podcast. We didn't do that, of course. We just found out our Enneagrams, and we did our
But
self-reflections.
that was about the podcast.
Yeah.
We've been talking about these Enneagrams.
Yeah, this is something I'm proud of because this is something we brought up a long time ago in a podcast. That we'll do this next time. Didn't do it, and now we finally did. So it was really cool to like see your self-reflection and see like why you do the things you do, what makes you who you are, how do you respond to things, and what do you think about, and all that kind of stuff. So we took the test and we took 4 different online free tests.
Right.
And
Hey, question. Before you took it, did you have an idea who you thought you was?
yeah,
Like I did too. And yours was right?
Yeah, I thought I was who
Mine
I was.
was wrong.
You thought you were the peacemaker.
Yes, I thought it was
and
a
you ended
9.
up being the giver, which is a 2.
Way to spoil mine.
And I thought I was going to be the achiever, and I am the achiever number 3. But we both
I like how your voice changes.
we both found out things like
About
positive
ourselves.
and negative about ourselves doing this. So I
will
definitely
say
recommend doing
this.
it.
At first, I was like excited and like, oh my gosh, this is me. And the more in depth that I went into my number 2, because I'm a number 2, the more offended I am.
Yeah.
And the more I found myself saying, I hate you to myself.
That's so wrong. Real quick, can you go over and tell them what each of the numbers are on the Enneagram test? Like,
Okay,
1 is
yeah.
the blank, 2 is the blank.
So the number.
So yeah, you guys can do these online. Just type in Enneagram test, figure out, I think it's like a couple, maybe like 30 questions.
It was like 10 minutes max.
Per
is
test.
what it took.
To take. And it just basically is a personality test. It'll tell you, like, pretty much who you are.
And I will say to them the same thing we said to ourselves, same thing we said to Sierra, because Sierra wants to retake hers. That's why we're not saying anything about hers right now.
Yeah.
When you take this test, don't answer it how you wish you was or what you think you should say.
Or what
Answer
you want
it
to be.
100% with truth, like who
You
you
actually are.
right at that point in time, like
Right.
who you are.
Because you'll be so surprised with your results
Right.
when it comes out, like,
Right, because
so
then
accurate.
whenever your results come out and you're reading the things about who you are, you're
So
just
weird.
like, it's
Yeah.
like learning who you are. It's like someone else telling you.
Yeah. Like,
No.
you know you are how you are whenever you're reading it. You're like, oh yeah, that is me. But then you really start to, like, it's like feelings that you kind of push to the side that you don't
Yeah,
want to
because
believe.
you're embarrassed. Like,
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed of myself.
Same, because, I mean, I got some light brought to my attention here. So go ahead and
But
read.
I said yours is at least funny,
Yeah.
like comical. Mine's like, oh, poor Jen.
Yeah. So, like we said, my mom is a 2 and I'm a 3. So tell them what all of the numbers mean.
Okay. Well, type 1, we'll just start like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Type 1 is the perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
Type 2 is the helper. That's me. Type 3 is the performer.
Or the achiever,
Right.
which is me.
Type 4
Or
is
the
the
performer.
romantic. Type 5, the investigator. Type 6, the loyalist. Type 7, the enthusiast. Type 8, the challenger. And type 9, the peacemaker.
And 8 is my dad and my brother. They took the
Yes.
test as well.
And they are very strong 8.
Very strong 8s.
Very
I'm a
strong.
very strong 3 and you're a very strong 2.
Right. I thought I was a 9 though, because I am a peacemaker. I like everything to be, because it's my Libra, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the scales, I want everything to be just, I want everyone to just get along. That's
Yeah.
all I want. I can't stand when people are arguing or fighting.
But with this, you're not just one certain personality, you have wings. So my strongest was a 3, but I'm also a very strong 8 and 7. And that's where your 9 comes into hand because you're a very strong 2.
Right.
You're a 99% match.
99% 2. And then I was an 87% 9 and an 86% 7.
So yeah, you have a couple of those different traits. My lowest was a 9. I had the tiny, because they give you a chart when you take the test. You guys will see. My
Yeah.
lowest was a 9, which is
like a pie chart.
the peacemaker. It was the lowest. Like that's, I found out that I'm selfish in so many good ways, but also selfish in so many bad ways.
And the funny thing is, my lowest was an 8.
Which is what
And
Dad
that is what my husband and my son both are 8s. But
'Cause
we've also come to find
They
out
want to be controlling.
that that's what was it for the one that was across from you? What did they call that? Mine was an 8.
Right. It's like who you connect with the most.
Yes.
You connect with like the 8s and stuff like that.
What was your top personality superpower?
Oh, I'm futurism.
Yes.
So I'm super like future focused. I can really picture my future, visualize it, know that it's gonna come into fruition. So
Do you agree?
oh, 100% absolutely.
I totally agree with mine. My top personality superpower is optimism, and I'm very optimistic.
You're
I
a
will
glass
look for
half full type
yes,
of person.
I will look for that with everything.
So when we went on here, like there was a bunch of different like things that told you what your preferences would be, and it was like so funny to see. So one really cool thing they gave us is that We had a Bible character that we're most like. We had a worship song that would most like fit us, and a scripture that most fits us. So for me, my Bible character that I'm most related to was Moses, and he was just like the achiever. He went and did it. I actually just read, because I am getting through Joshua in the Bible now, so I already read Deuteronomy where Moses was leading them through the Red Sea.
I like the whole Moses story.
Yeah, and like God chose Moses as a leader because he knew that Moses would do what it takes, wouldn't give up. Very future focused. Moses believed it was going to happen even when all the odds were stacked against him, and I feel like I really like take that on as well. My song was Oceans by Hillsong, which I'm so obsessed with that song.
Oh my god,
so much.
Love that. I was a little
jealous
because I love that song.
And my Bible verse was Psalm 139:14, which basically just means like it doesn't matter what the people in the world feel.
No, you gotta read it. You didn't. I asked you if you wrote it down.
I didn't write it down, but I know exactly what it means because I've studied it. I don't care what it says. I know what it means, and it means that I need to stop caring what everybody else in the world thinks about me, and I need to just know that God loves me for who I actually am. I don't need to put on a persona to be the image of what other people want to see.
139:14.
Yeah. What is the exact scripture?
Sorry, I have to. But it takes 8 years to load. I'll go on to here it is. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well.
So God knows I'm beautiful.
I praise you
wonderful.
because I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
I am fearfully. Like God wasn't fearing. Like like you know those TikToks where it's like God making me.
I know.
Huh?
A little bit of this.
Huh? Oh, okay.
It's like a ding, just like a teeny little bit of this.
I felt that.
Okay. My song, which I never heard of, and I actually listened to it twice on my way home.
It was all sad.
It was, of course, but it's called Heart Abandoned by Passion.
Look at Spencer. Lord.
My Bible verse is 1 John 4, verse 19, which is, we love because he first loved us.
And my mom found out a lot that, like, she doesn't feel loved back as much as she puts it out there.
Yeah, we'll get there. My Bible character, I'm so proud of who my Bible character is.
You are.
I'm very proud of it.
You're Mary.
I was Mary.
You are her.
I was Jesus' mom. I could be Jesus' mom.
You are. I'm the female version.
Oh, thank you. Love to cry. Thank you.
Oh, I just said something so vain and rude.
What did you say?
I said I am Jesus.
Oh! Except you're
I'm not. Forgive me, Lord.
No, but I am... See, and then there's me. I just wanted to be Jesus' mom. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't talk about your book. There's a book that
they recommend.
That is recommended for my type, and it's called Boundaries. But I started browsing through it a little bit.
And you didn't like it?
I think I'm afraid of it. Because some of the major things that they talk about is the way I feel. Like, I know I'm supposed to set boundaries with certain people and certain things, but my fear is that I'm going to offend that person by setting those boundaries. So therefore, I don't want them to be upset with me. I just want them to like me.
Yeah, that is so.
So I'm not going to set the boundary. I would rather sacrifice myself than to upset them and set a boundary.
My book was called Hustle and Float by Rahaf Harafash. But the book wasn't there, so we're going to have to order it.
What were your top love matches?
My top love matches were 2s, 9s, 7s, and 8s. And that's my family as well. 2, you're my mom, 2, and 8 is my parents. Or is my brother and my dad. But Sam, when he took the test, I told him he needs to retake it because he took it super fast. He wasn't really interested in it.
He was probably had his headphones
and
in.
he had a tie between 3 and 1. 3 is the achiever, 1 is the perfectionist. And I just don't, like, he does achieve things. He does, like, I don't know. He's slightly OCD in some ways, but not in all ways. Like, not enough to be a perfectionist. But I would see him more as, like, a challenger. Like, he just challenges things. He's always up for new, like, challenges and adventures. And
what is a challenger? What number?
I don't remember. I think, like, a 6 or something. But it was so funny because when you get your Enneagram, like, you can read books about it. You can read all the things about it. There's so many things in this book here, which is called what?
Challenger's an 8.
Oh.
You think he's an 8 like that and Austin?
Not fully. I don't know. What's that book called? The Road Back to You?
I mean, I guess we're not going to talk about my love matches.
Oh, you didn't do it? I'm sorry. Selfish.
Anyway, my top love matches are 4, 8, 9, and 3. And it's funny because Carissa's a 3, Donnie and Austin are 8s. So
that's funny that our family, like, matches in there.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I was saying, so you can obviously like read the books and you can find all the different things about your personality trait, and I definitely recommend doing it. Like, I know it might sound boring just us talking about ourselves, but I promise, like, you'll be so much more into it if you like really discover yourself and like what you are. And then I was just like looking for fun on Instagram and Pinterest or whatever, and there's like so many things that they have like do's and don'ts to say about your Enneagram type, like things to say, goal setting, Enneagram types, private moments, like all that
And I
kind of
want
stuff.
people to comment on the YouTube video and say what, like, if you've taken this test, what you are.
And if you haven't, you need to take the test.
Yes.
And if you haven't, say, I haven't taken it, but I will.
Right.
Like, let us know you're going to be
But if
doing
you have, I'm curious. I want to know what you are.
this. Yeah.
Sierra's going to retake hers. I mean, we'll just say what you was the first time, but she didn't fully read things.
So
I guess she was in a
She got
hurry.
lazy. Same with
Yes. So she was just clicking answers, but originally come up with a 7, right?
Yeah.
7 was her, and a 7 is
Not
the
the enthusiast. The
Yeah.
enthusiast.
I had to laugh though too. I mean, should we tell them what our quotes are, like, for each thing?
Yeah, say the quotes. And then I'm going to say these do's and don'ts because they're just funny.
Okay. So, the quote for Dad in Austin, which is an 8, is "Lead me, follow me, or get out of my way." 1000%.
So true. That's literally that.
Yes. Then type 2, which is me. "I want you to be happy, but I want to be the reason." So
She's
me.
like low-key selfish.
Like, yeah.
Like, I'm like high-key
Like, I'll
selfish,
do
but
anything
low-key
for
selfish.
you. I'll say it again. Like, this is the way
But
I
I
keep
need
describing
thanks.
myself. Like, but I appreciate a little thanks will
Yeah.
go a long way. And I'll lie to you, and I'll just be like, no, like, you don't need to say thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm lying.
Yeah, I
like,
found out a lot about my
yes.
mom.
Yeah. And it's all things that, honestly, I'm laughing now because these are all things that, like, I guess I have known and just, I've tried to fight them,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to admit them, but now I'm
Like,
like,
everywhere I was reading about twos,
these books attack
they
me.
love gifts. They love them. So, and
I
Jay
really
Clay's
don't
always like,
think
no, I
I'm
don't want
that-
anything.
If I had to disagree with one thing, it would be that. But what I honestly feel attacked by these books because, like, they're exposing the very things about myself that I've tried. And,
Yeah.
like, and I've come to the conclusion, like, I guess I tend to do things for the wrong reason. I'll help you.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I'll help you.
But I
But
better appreciate
I
it.
want you to tell me how thankful you are for me.
And
like,
how good you are.
yes, like, I want that.
So, points
Hold
is...
on.
Oh, yeah, tell your quote.
I did mine, but yours is, the real question is, can you love the real me? Not that image that you had of me, but who I really am.
Yeah, that hit hard because, like, I'm very, like...
We learned a lot
I'm
about
very
Carissa,
prideful,
too.
and I don't want people to know any of my weaknesses, but my biggest weakness, hands down, and everybody has told me this, I'm just like, no, I really don't care, but, like, is just caring so much what people think about me, and trying so hard to put on the best possible version of myself, whether that's making myself more dramatic, or more exaggerated, or prettier, or bolder, or less sassy, or whatever it is. Like, I just kind of, like, I don't know.
Less constipated.
Type 2, which is my mom. She's the supportive advisor. Her core desires are being appreciated, being loved, and being wanted. Her core fears are being rejected and unwanted, being thought of as worthless, being too needy, being inconsequential, and dispensable, or just unworthy of love. Her core weakness, which I never thought this was her weakness, but it definitely is pride. You deny your own needs and emotions while using your strong intuition to discover and focus on the emotions and needs of others, which I knew that, but secretly you want to have those emotions felt towards back to you.
So when you say, do you need anything? And I'm like, no, I'm good.
You do.
Like, in my
yeah.
in my
Or like,
mind.
I'm fine.
But here's the thing. What I've learned is I don't want to tell you what I need. I want you to know what I need.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get upset if you don't know, but then
You
I'm
won't tell.
still not going to tell you.
Right.
Like, I just want you
You're
to
like
know.
one of those annoying girlfriends.
Yes. Yes.
That's how I
And
am.
Sorry,
you
y'all.
are confidently insert your opinions, your helpful support,
Yes.
whether it's needed or wanted or not.
Unsolicited advice.
And
is a
you're-
big thing.
yes.
Is that I give a lot.
You do?
Yes. And your
Whether you ask for it or not.
your other weakness is that you hope that others will say how grateful they are for you.
Yes. So, in a nutshell, here's something that hit me hard in there too. I guess I think, subconsciously, I think that I'm better
Than others?
most people. And I
You
feel
make better
like
decisions.
other people need me,
Mm-hmm.
even if they don't think I do. So
Right.
I will push my advice onto you, whether you ask for it or not.
Yeah.
And it's such great advice. So at the end, I expect you to say thank you.
Yeah. And your core longing is that you wanted to be the most wanted and loved in the room.
Yes. Yes.
So those are my moms.
Yes.
For me, type 3, I'm a successful achiever. So my core desire is having a high status, being respected, being admired, being successful, being sexy, and being valuable. That is literally me. My core fear is being exposed.
True. We lost our minds in Starbucks. We were dying laughing.
And also failing to be or to appear to be successful, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm okay. Like, if I can just be dripping in Gucci and designer, walking around, not even successful, fake Carissa Kardashian, I'm still thriving.
It don't
I
matter.
just am not truly successful unless I'm at least pretending to be.
Right.
My core weakness is deceit. I deceive those around me into
Yourself.
believing, and myself, into believing that I'm the image that I present to others. Again, Carissa Kardashian.
We've come to conclusion. She's fake.
I embellish the truth by putting on a polished persona for everyone, including myself, to see and admire so that I shine above anyone and everyone else.
So
And my core longing, this is where it's like sad, is that I just want to be loved for simply just being me.
Mhm.
I want people to...
But she
just love
doesn't
me.
think, I was reading more about it, but she doesn't think that people will love who she really is. That's what
So,
she
yeah.
wants. She just wants you to love her for who she is, but she doesn't think that you will, so she embellishes,
Yes.
adds to, like
Mm-hmm.
just lies about things.
Yeah, it's like you really need to work, like, all the things I was reading is like you really need to work on your authenticity. And it's
Yes.
like, oh my gosh, they
Am I
call me a
not
fake.
authentic? And so the whole time we're laughing, we're like, you're fake.
Yeah.
But
We
I'm-
laughed about it,
I'm-
though.
Oh, we had a field day.
This is Austin and Dad. They're the protective challenger. Their core desire is to protect themselves and those who are in their inner circle only, which is so true. They don't care about
Sierra,
anyone
you
else.
agree?
Yes.
His core fear, or their core fears, are being weak, being powerless, being harmed, being controlled, vulnerable, manipulated, or left at the mercy of injustice. I don't know anything truer. Their core weaknesses are lust and excess. They are constantly desiring intensity, control, power, and they are willfully pushing themselves on others in order to get what they desire and thinking their way is always the best.
That is.
I mean, have you heard anything more true?
And their core longing is that they will never be betrayed. You can't betray them, or you're done.
If you
are
betray them,
snip, cut.
out.
I was almost out. I betrayed them. I was almost out. I snuck my way back in there, but I think it's only because we got blood. That's it. But yeah. Last thing I want to say real quick. This is the scary things to say to each type. This is what you don't want to say to that person.
Oh, yes.
So 2, you don't
So
want
this
to...
is what to not ever say to me, Sierra. Make sure you take notes. Go ahead.
I don't need your help anymore. This is what you don't say to me.
But that's very true. That's why I had such a hard time when both of my kids left my house and didn't need me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was traumatizing to me. Seriously. That's why I have 4 pets. But go on.
This is what you don't want to say to
And
me.
they do need me.
You
Go ahead.
don't have to be the best at everything.
Don't tell her that.
And this is what you don't tell an 8. You need to calm down.
Sierra, how many times do you say that to Austin?
Okay, these are do's and don'ts for 2, my mom. Do not, or this is what you do want to do. Do appreciate how helpful they are.
See?
Do ask them about themselves. And do let them know you care and are thankful for them.
Yes, that's all you need to do. No gifts involved. You don't have to buy me things. Just tell me that you're thankful for me and my advice.
This is what you don't do for them.
Yes.
Do not take them for granted.
Don't.
Do not be cold or indifferent.
I dare you.
And do not make them feel left out or that they're not important.
Yeah, or I cut you out.
For 3s, for me, this is what you do. Tell me how proud you are of me. Tell me you love me for who I am. And do be direct and concise.
We do that to you all. We always tell you. We always try to convince you. Just be who you, because who you really are is the best out of everyone that you pretend to be.
This is what you don't do to me. Do not be overly emotional with me.
True.
Do not point out
So
my flaws
true.
and failures. And do not interrupt me while I'm working.
Right? Right?
And then for Austin, this is what you do. Or this is what he does do. He stands up for
Yeah.
himself, he is direct, and he shares his tender side. They do.
Yeah.
They really do.
They have soft. They can be soft sometimes.
This is what you don't do. Confront their personality, betray their trust, or try to fence them in a corner.
Ooh. Oh, girl. Don't do it. So these are things that now I'm going to tell you, if you don't appreciate me, then you ask for whatever you get. And if you, like, do that to Austin, if you put him in a corner, you deserve what you get. If you don't tell her so that you're proud of her,
Yeah.
you can be gone.
Okay. I have like 2 more of those quick little things, but do you have anything else you want to talk about your personality real quick? Because we have to close up.
I mean, I can't wait for my flight tomorrow, because...
You're going to investigate even more?
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Well, then we'll finish these last 3 and then close out today's, I almost said vlog, podcast. So this is the types when they are goal setting. Type 2, my mom. Yes, I have 2019 goals. Well, let's say 2020.
Yeah.
Yes, I have 2020 goals, but let's focus on yours first. What goals can I help you with? That's my mom. For me.
Meanwhile, I want you to say, like, I want you to let me help you, because that's what I want. But I also do want you to talk about my goals, too.
Yeah. Type 3, me. I completed my first 2020 goal on January 5th, meaning like get it done fast, which recently, yes, but past, no. Type 8, I'm going to crush these goals. That's them. Okay, this one is private moments. Private moment for my mom. Writing a love letter to their spouse. She probably does. She probably writes these love letters all up in her journal.
Maybe I have, maybe I haven't.
Type 3, practicing their acceptance speech. And type 8, doing things the harder way just to prove to themselves and others that they're better than anyone else.
Oh my goodness.
Doing things the harder way.
Yeah. Hello. I mean, are these things right?
Yeah,
are they
They are.
accurate?
Yeah.
And then the very last one, this is what the types are on their days off. Type 2, my mom. Accidentally agrees to help someone out. Type 3, me. Either no days off or full on Netflix and chill. That is so me. I'm either like grinding all day or I'm doing absolutely
One or the other.
nothing. And type 8, day off? Question mark? They don't have days
That's
off.
Donnie and Austin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, how
Yeah.
freaking true. I can't wait. So you have to take it.
Yeah.
Take
it really
several.
is just-
So we took 4. We took 4.
And it's fun. It's like self-exploration and it just like is so good for you. And like
the one that we took
Truity.com.
Yes. That's the one that you took too.
Yeah, we
I
definitely recommend
retaking that.
Truity.com.
But yeah. So it's TRUITY.com.
Of course she has to do that.
Anyway, lonerwolf.com, that was our least favorite.
Yeah.
And that was the one that got mine wrong.
And then there was like
we took
something
4.
about a coach.
Well, eclecticenergies.com was one, and yourenneagramcoach.com.
Yeah. I definitely like the Truity.com one the best.
We liked yourenneagramcoach.com and Truity.com were our favorites. We
So-
like the eclectic energies too.
You guys really need to go do this. Figure out about yourself. If you have any free time, just do it. I promise it's so rewarding.
It
You
is.
really get to
It's so
know
quick.
so much about yourself. And even though there's negatives to it, I feel like it's important to embrace those negatives and change them.
And
So-
honestly, I'm excited to read more about myself, because there are things I've learned about myself that I've been
Putting on.
lying about, hiding,
Yeah.
trying to pretend like, nope, that's not me,
Yeah.
because it's embarrassing. But I also am excited to read about Donnie and see what makes him tick, like what,
Yeah.
and I think that will help.
It's
our
important for
relationship.
relationships,
Yes.
friendships, getting to know people, understanding them. If you're a match for someone like that in your life or not.
Because our biggest arguments in life, me and Donnie's, have been because
Work.
like, and that going down to like where he says a day off, like, what do you mean a day off? Like, no, their day off. Like, no, I did number 2. I want a day off.
I'm gonna help them get their goals
Yeah, I was
first.
just gonna say. But also, I will do anything for him. I have devoted. I say it all the time. I have devoted my life to helping him.
And you've always
Achieve
thought
his
that's
goal.
been a problem, but we're finding out that
But
that's
you know
what
why?
your passion is.
Right, but you know why it's a problem? It's not that it was a problem. What made it a problem? He didn't appreciate me.
That's so true.
He didn't say, "You're the best, Jen."
So I think it's
God,
time.
I
So
could've
maybe you
done
should
this
write a
without
book.
you.
Maybe
Like-
you should write a book.
Yes. So like that's it. It's not that I mind. I don't have resentment in the fact that like I gave up my entire life for him.
You just want to be
I don't. I just want, and if he would just, and don't do it like on purpose. Never like, oh, you're the best. Like, don't. I will know
Mean
you're
it.
lying too. Like, look me in my eyes and say, honest to God, I couldn't have done this without you. And here's what I'm going to say. Oh, stop. You know, you,
Yeah, I know.
you would have done it anyways. Like,
Being
and you
tempted.
would have done it. And I believe he would have, but just appreciate me. And I've tried to tell him that.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Is it time? Like,
It's
for real?
been
She didn't
time.
even wave at us.
Oh, she's been waiting.
Oh, really?
We're like 20 minutes
ago.
over.
Oh my gosh, I must have.
I'm
I missed
telling-
your waves. I
I'm
never
just-
missed your waves.
I'm just happy for my mom because like this may not be everyone's piece of cake, but I know some people are really into this, and I
piece of cake.
whatever. Stroke of life, whatever. What is it? Cup of tea, duh.
Yes.
This may not be everyone's
We know what
cup
she's
of tea,
thinking about.
but this is my mom's, and she's like a child with this. Like she loves
Oh,
it. She's
I'm
screaming in
obsessed
Barnes
now.
Noble to the point where people are turning around looking at her.
Oh, you were too.
Yeah. So yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys take your Enneagram test. Write them down below what you get.
If you guys need anything, just come ask me.
She already said she's starting an Enneagram shop, so
Yeah, I said I'm gonna open up an Enneagram.
I'm not kidding. She was so excited. She was.
And we're gonna
Open
serve
Enneagram stuff.
iced tea.
Okay. All right.
Remember my other dream?
Yeah. We gotta go.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
She needs me. Bye.
Oh my god.